Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of You, Me, and He, a podcast that's going to go into your office and become naked. Next move is up to you. I'm your host, Rob Lambert, joined by my co-host.
This is Josh Frankenstein.
And Drew Carroll.
That's right. Good to see you guys. Good to hear from you guys. Look, I want to talk to you guys about something that just hit me out of nowhere, dude. I have a 2-year-old, okay? She's watching Netflix all the time. Right now, she's obsessed with Willy Wonka. It's like her favorite movie. But, dude, one of the heavy hitters that I think any parent knows is Moana. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So I've probably seen this movie like
You'll know. You'll get
No, dude. Yeah, I have something else about that movie. I'll talk about after he's
perfect.
done. Okay. So I've probably watched this movie like 150 times, dude, and like the songs get stuck in your head and all that kind of stuff. And it's a good movie. It's good. I'll admit it. I enjoy it when I watch it. But dude, something just out of nowhere totally hit me the last time I watched it. And I realized that, dude, Maui is like a freaking murderer, dude. Like he tries to kill Moana multiple times in that movie and does not succeed.
Yeah.
And this is a kid's movie. Are you kidding me?
Disney's great at being able to laugh that type of stuff off, you know.
Oh, dude. All kinds of terrible things.
You know, it's all good. We'll just make it funny.
Well, let's break it down. He tries to strand her in the cave where she's going to die inside the dark cave. He throws her off the boat in the middle of the ocean multiple times where she's going to drown. And finally he gives up because he realized the ocean won't let him.
That's just teaching kids how to swim the hard way.
Yeah.
My dad did that. It's not a big deal.
So, dude, I'm just watching it and I'm just like, you know what? At some point, we're probably going to have to break down like a top 3 most vindictive Disney characters or something like that because there's some brutal stuff going on, man.
Yeah, dude. Disney's weird.
Well, you know what's even worse is like if you take Disney, like all their fairy tales and all their happy endings, and you actually read all those stories in the Brothers Grimm. There's a reason it's called the Brothers Grimm.
It's like people losing toes and faces and all kinds of stuff.
It's no bueno. It's really not good.
Wait, so Andrew, you have something about Moana you need to just join me in this. Mire, dude.
It was
Talk to me.
For some reason, you know, I went and worked in San Francisco for 3 weeks, and I spent a solid week of that time at least working in the Castro district, dude. Right underneath this gigantic rainbow flag.
The best part of San Francisco.
At the station. Yeah. But across the street was this movie theater, right? It was like an old looking movie theater. It looked kind of cool. And one day I'm looking at the billboard and it says Moana Sing Along. And I'm like, what? A Moana Sing Along? What is that like? I wonder. And then the next day I saw the line of people waiting for that Moana Sing Along. And it was just all 30s and 40s, old dudes, man, just lining up to go and Moana Sing Along.
They all traded in their Harry Potter banners for Moana. Moana stuff.
They're just ready to say you're welcome, bro. You're welcome.
A part of me wanted to go in because I know it would have been gold.
Oh, dude, you would have been in there 5 minutes and you would have been joining in.
Just laughing like crazy, man. That'd be probably so awesome. But yeah, super weird. So
you'll just be spinning around in the theater going, I want to be shiny.
Okay. But speaking of, dude, that is like one of the best songs from a Disney movie I have ever heard.
For sure.
It was so awesome. I've talked to a lot of people who've watched that film, dude, and said like they thought that song was just like super weird. And it's like, yeah, it was super weird. And friggin' awesome. Like it was like the best part.
Dude, it's got those sweet Bowie vibes. It's Jermaine, right? From Flight of the Conchords.
Dude.
Yeah, it's so good. So good. No, one of my favorite parts for sure. Anyways, that's definitely Maui trying to murder a small child. Probably a low point for that movie.
Yeah, probably.
The crab singing like David Bowie, definitely the high point. Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Can I get on my soapbox following that movie though, real quick?
Absolutely. Let's go.
So I just got back from the happiest place on earth just a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Said no adult ever.
Yeah, by the way, they did let me through the gates and they didn't bat an eye. So I can tell our podcast has not met the like level of viewership that it needs to.
We're not on the radar yet. We're not on the radar.
Because Disney has not heard my Disney soapbox yet. So they let me through the gates. However, they would probably be smiling from ear to ear knowing that it was literally one of the most difficult times I've ever like experienced in my life, man. I mean, this was just Disneyland. I don't know if you guys remember going to Disneyland when you were younger, but like Disneyland was magical, right? I mean, that's kind of what I remember about it. Like whether it was Fantasyland or whether it was
Tomorrowland,
Frontierland or Tomorrowland. Yeah, it didn't matter. Like Disneyland was just magical. And being younger, there's a lot of things that maybe you don't notice, but as a parent, there are a lot of things that you do notice. And one thing that just like stood out, man, as I was walking around Disneyland, growing up, I remember feeling like it was like a family environment, right? Like that's kind of what you thought Disneyland was. You saw families all over the place. Walking around now, dude, it's nothing but a bunch of millennial Tide-eating hipsters walking around Disneyland, trying to cut you off at every turn, man. And I was
sounds
just
like a place I'd love to hang out.
Oh, dude, I just about lost it. What made it worse was like my favorite part of Disneyland now as a grown up is Main Street. Like I just love Main Street, dude.
Yeah,
like it's just awesome. Main Street is like super cool. They had it shut down. Because they're doing work to
Wait,
the
like
Disneyland,
the downtown
Disneyland
Disney?
Tran. No. Like
when
Main
you
Street.
first walk in.
When you first walk in the
all
gate,
the
it's got all the
shops
shops.
and- yeah.
There's just something about that, man, that
It
is
looks
just
cool.
like,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
awesome, kind of nostalgic,
Like a
sends
New
you back.
Orleans
Yeah,
looking.
I love it. But when they shut down the entire Main Street because they're working on the tracks and the tram and everything, you're just like, okay,
What am
well,
I doing
this
here?
kind of ruins it. Yeah,
Right when you walk in.
Yeah, dude. And it's just like, oh,
You're
my
like,
gosh.
hey kids, sorry, let's go home.
Yeah, dude. Don't get me wrong. I had fun with my family. We rode a lot of rides, dude. There are so many people there that just piss me off, man. It is not what it once used to be. Like, I'm pushing Leah around in a stroller, and I'm not the type of guy that thinks that everyone should get out of my way. But when there's someone walking in front of you with their cell phone at like a pace of 0.1 miles per hour and not paying attention to anything that's going around on them, you're gonna ram them, just like I did. Like I just ran right into the back of them, and I didn't even apologize. They like looked back at me like with this like anger look, and I was just like, "Get the hell out of the way, man!" Just like stone faced.
Gosh.
Like,
You're like, welcome to Disney. I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Holy.
wonderful world of Disneyland.
That sounds like my job in San Francisco. That sounds
Sweet.
terrible.
Yeah. So that was kind of like something that happened in the last couple of weeks, and
Dude,
Those dang millennials, dude.
I want to remember the good memories with the kids, but it'll be a while before going back.
Dude.
It'll be a while. Yeah,
I don't blame you.
It'll be a
I
while.
went to Six Flags on Thursday, and I got to say that's probably the least amount of people I've ever seen at a theme park.
Oh, nice.
That's where I
You
need
had
to
the run
go.
of the place, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe 200 cars in the
Beautiful.
parking lot. Dude, we walked on to every ride. We stayed on for 4 or 5 rounds each time. Amazing, dude. It was like we rented the place. It was awesome.
It was like Richie Rich, dude, with the roller
yeah,
coaster
dude.
in his backyard.
Yeah.
Except I think they're going out of business.
Well, that's because
The
they're
old
open.
man is like not dancing as much anymore.
No, they're open on the weekends. They're only letting 200 people through the gate.
There you go.
Yeah. Maybe that's where we should have gone.
Next time. Well,
Yeah,
you got to wait for the
definitely.
kids to get older, dude.
Yeah.
There's some pretty rough rides. There's some stuff that scared the crap out of me.
Dude, our oldest one, man, he's starting to like roller coasters.
Dude.
Like he loved what's my favorite ride? I forget why I'm forgetting it. It's the train, man.
Teacups.
No, teacups. Peter Pan's flight.
Thunder Mountain, dude. You're talking about
Thunder Mountain,
right?
thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, that's my
yeah.
favorite ride. Josiah loved it.
Yeah,
He
dude,
loved
that's
it.
awesome.
He loved it. So.
But dude, like, I mean, Six Flags is adult rides, dude. Like
That's
they
right.
even
No, it is.
they
It's
for the big boys play.
They have 2 bars there now
That's pretty
at
sweet.
Six Flags, dude.
Yeah,
One is
dude.
indoor, one
That's
is
epic.
outdoor. Yeah, they've actually
what you need.
They've done a lot of work there, dude. It looks pretty rad. You guys should.
Do they
check
let
it
you
out.
take your booze on the roller coaster? That's what I want to know.
If
Beer
you,
coaster, right?
exactly.
Kind of like shower coffee.
if you went
Coaster
on
beer,
Thursday,
coaster
I'm
beer,
sure
that's
it
what
wouldn't be a problem, dude. There's nobody there.
He's like, just get on. We're closing tomorrow.
Oh, dude.
just get on.
We were on those rides for so long that my buddy was doing the countdowns, and then they would push the button.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude, it was pretty rad. So that was like like a highlight of my week. Now the downside of my week.
Excellent.
So-
Here we go.
Okay, so
This is where the money's made.
yeah, yeah. So you don't get internet out here, so you can't really.
No,
relate
that's
to
right.
this now.
Everybody, we record from a location that does not have internet, and that's because I don't want the reptilians watching over me.
We're out in the
So,
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, what kind of internet do you have? Who's your service provider? CenturyLink, probably better than AT&T. So
It's probably locally owned.
Okay,
they
yeah,
love their
dude.
customers.
So when
AT&T,
Elizabeth
hit us
and
up for sponsorships. There we go.
Dude, so when Elizabeth and I first moved into our house, we had AT&T for a year. And like in the middle of watching stuff on Netflix, it would go into like downloading.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that
Yeah.
shouldn't happen
Buffering.
when you have high-speed internet.
Buffering.
For real.
Yeah, dude. So after it was done, after that year, we were like, we're going to just pay more money and go with Xfinity. It's $60 a month, but it's amazing internet. So we had that for a year. Well, at the end of that year, my promotion ended that I was on, and all of a sudden they were charging me like $90 a month.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah. So I call them and I'm like, hey, what the heck is going on here? So they're like, oh, we just need to get you into this other package to help keep your bill lower. And I was like, okay, whatever you got to do.
We'd like to offer you phone
Stupid
service.
me. Oh yeah. Hey, we're gonna give you HBO for free also. And I'm like, oh man, you guys are the best. So
You don't even know they're screwing you.
oh yeah, dude. I'm like, you guys are amazing. And dude, so they were like, we got to give you, we need to get you in this package where you have TV and internet. I'm like, well, I don't ever watch TV. I just stream stuff on Netflix because regular TV sucks. And they're like, well, you just have to buy the TV, and then next year we'll
You
get
can't afford not to.
Yeah. And so yeah, dude, it's $72 instead of $90. I'll take it, dude. It just sat on my mantle for a year. Never plugged it in.
Beautiful.
So this year, dude, in January, I guess our plan expired again, and my bill went to like $123 a month, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I called down there, and I'm pissed, dude.
It's because you don't have phone service with them. That's why.
Well, dude,
now we got to
hang
get
on.
you the triple play bundle.
We're getting there. We're getting there. So I called down there, and I'm pissed, dude, and I'm like, my bill's never been this high, blah, blah, blah. So finally, I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm just going to cancel it. I don't want this anymore. In the back of my mind, I'm like, dude, they're the best internet.
Yeah.
You gotta just bite the bullet. They're the best internet. They're gonna get your money. So I
You're like,
canceled
don't call
it.
my bluff. Don't call my bluff.
So I canceled it, dude, and I call AT&T, and I'm all heated still, and I'm talking to this guy, and he goes, oh, I feel you, brother. And I go, hey, man, I was like, as long as you guys aren't gonna, when my year expires, as long as you guys aren't gonna raise my bill, that's cool with me. And he goes, well.
Well,
And I was like, what? And he goes, well, it will go from $40 to $60 January of next year. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. He's like, but that's as high as it'll ever go. And I was like, okay.
That's for the equivalent of 3G service, so it's pretty comparable.
Oh yeah, just the worst internet, dude. So I'm like, dude, this is dumb, but out of principle, I'm sticking to my guns. Well, they couldn't come out for like a week.
Of course, dude.
And
I
so
hate AT&T.
Yeah, dude. Elizabeth,
sorry.
The whole time Elizabeth is home by herself because I was out of town all week, and she didn't have any internet, and we didn't have any TV, so she had nothing to watch.
Awesome.
Worked on her card.
Oh,
flipping
dude.
skills, huh?
Yeah, so I got back, and she was like, "You need to call Xfinity."
Did you have to
I was
apologize?
like, no, dude. Okay, so but listen, this is what really gets me, dude. Their sales tactics are hilarious, and it's only because I've worked in similar industries I understand. So I called back and I'm like, hey, I was gonna get AT&T, but you guys have the best internet. I just have to bite the bullet, And the lady was like, oh, well, since you've called back within a week, I think I can help you. And I'm like, oh, get out
Here
of
it
here.
goes again.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Just do what you're gonna do, and let's avoid the 20 minutes of BS.
Yeah, for
just
real.
give me the package that I already know I qualify for.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause
Stop slapping me on the
does.
butt and just give me my package.
Want internet.
Yeah. So I found out she tried to get me to do a home phone, and I'm like, come on, who uses those? No one uses those. I don't want that. I don't want people calling my home phone and my cell phone.
I'm actually starting to wish that I did.
A home phone?
Yeah, for the main reason because I'm tired of putting my cell phone number down on forms that I fill out.
I always put down your number
someone
too.
else's.
That explains a lot of the calls.
Oh my God.
So anyway, so this lady was like, oh, well, if you do this TV package, I'm like, we don't watch TV. And she goes, oh, well, if you get a home phone, I was like, I don't want a home phone. I just want your internet. I was like, I'll pay the $90 a month. I don't care.
That's all I want.
Just give me the internet. She goes, well, hang on 1 second. I'm like, come on, lady, just do it. She goes, well, I can give you a security system and the internet for $72 a month. And I'm like, Done. Let's take it. Oh my God.
You're trying to promote security systems now, huh? Wow.
Well, we have one.
Oh.
It makes Elizabeth feel better.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, I
Simply
tried to.
safe.
Yeah, I tried to pay just the normal amount, and they still sold me on a package. I tried to pay more money, and they looped me in.
They still got the package.
That's awesome.
Good old Xfinity.
Stop using my phone number for forms that you fill out, by the way.
So I did have a lady. There was a lady who stopped at my table a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, "Wow, you're really well spoken. I think we could use somebody like you at our job." Dude, she's like the sixth person that day who stopped by. I think their office was close, and they were trying to
recruit you.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, can I get your number?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, my name's Josh. Here it is."
Josh Frankenstein.
Last name Frankenstein. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Well, that's all good and awesome stuff to hear. But hey, tonight we want to get into a topic that we think is going to be pretty fun. Speaking of TV shows and speaking of not watching TV, back in the day, that's all you had because the internet wasn't even around. And back in those days on some of these shows were some of, I'm going to say the coolest dads that there were. So tonight we want to talk about the top 3 coolest sitcom dads who are not Tony Danza, because he's obviously the best. Am I right?
Yeah, he's the best.
So, obviously Tony Danza is number 1, but let's go into our top 3 besides him. So, who wants to go first?
You're gonna go first.
The guy that I picked is infamous. Actually, I shouldn't say that because my wife tonight did not know who he was.
Isn't your wife like 10 years younger than you?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, fist bumps over the air. That's right.
Oh my God.
So I picked someone who I grew up watching on the television. Al Bundy.
Okay, dang it, dude. I was gonna say, before you say this, I just wanted to make a comment out there. This is coming from a guy whose parents wouldn't let him watch The Simpsons growing up, but let him watch Married with Children.
Yes, dude. Oh my God. Yes, quite possibly like the most destructive TV show of our time.
Oh my gosh, dude.
They're like, you're not going to watch The Simpsons, but there's this one on called Married with Children. Sounds wholesome.
It's very wholesome.
Yeah,
oh my
dude.
God.
So,
Al Bundy, man.
Bundy,
classic.
yeah.
Talk to me about Bundy.
I can't wait to hear this explanation.
Works at a woman's shoe store.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
He has 2 children, a dog, a house, and a wife.
Dude.
Right? The dream.
Yeah.
The American dream.
The dream.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
He sits around and drinks beer.
Watches television with his hand down his pants.
Hand in his pants. He's one hell of a model American.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. So I think this is what I like about Al Bundy, okay? He always had a way of actually giving his children lessons, but making them look like they were the scum of the earth. That's what's always funny about Al Bundy. Okay.
He was Red Foreman before Red Foreman was Red Foreman.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That would have been a good one too. Red Foreman, yes.
Dude. Okay, so apparently it was such a hit with young adults in Germany that a broadcasting network they produced a German version called Hilfe, mein Familie spinnt. So they translated every single script and joke from 1987 to 1988.
Wow, that's dedication.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It probably sounded so angry.
Dude,
obviously.
Dude, and the blonde chick Marcy would have fit in fine. The short blonde haired chick.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
probably,
For sure.
Yeah. I think what makes him like one of the best TV dads was like just, the way that he could berate his children with life lessons. But the irony in all of it was, he's selling women's shoes.
Oh, dude, he's the worst. In reality, he's the worst one of them all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Setting the bar. Yeah, dude. He had the ability to like make his kids look like a complete idiot, but like also help them learn a little bit of a lesson at the same time.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, terrible.
All right, dude. Al Bundy. Bundy. I can dig that.
Yeah.
Dude, the only memory I have of that show, I'm gonna get confessional with you guys. The memory that I have of that show is I'm in my room watching it on the TV. It's just like a regular episode. Like, there's nothing weird about it or anything. Like, they're making jokes and stuff. But the premise of the episode was like this nerdy girl that Bud, the brother, like, he totally ignored and didn't like her, but she had a crush on him. And then it flashes forward into the future, and he's like really ugly, like sitting next to a stage, and all you see is this woman's legs walking by, and you could tell she's like a stripper basically, and like he's like regretting that he didn't date her or something like that. Okay. So there's nothing about the episode that's like risky or like unwholesome, more than usual anyway. right when it cuts to like the 15-second scene where the lady's walking on the stage, my mom walks in the room and she's like,
yeah, that's the way it goes.
Bobby.
She's like, Robert, what are you watching? And I was like, no, it's not like that, Mom. She's like, I can't believe it. And then she just like walks out, and I'm like, oh, I'm like a freaking idiot right now.
Didn't do anything about it. Didn't make you change the channel. Just, I can't believe it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the disappointment.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm so disappointed in you.
Oh, yeah, dude. I always hoped for that one.
Nice.
People always said that was the one that they hated the most when their parents were disappointed. Nah, dude. If I didn't get a spanking, I was pumped. You're disappointed in me? Big deal.
I win.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
All right. Josh, you want to go next or me?
Yeah. So I was going to go a playful direction with this one, because at first I had Peter Griffin on my list of best TV dads, just because I'm a huge Family Guy fan.
Nice.
And, that dude's hilarious. But then I started reminiscing about my childhood and my past, dude. And I had to go with my conviction on this one. So I chose Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I think he's one of the, dude. I think he's one of the best, mostly because he's like, he's representative of like that cool dad who was, had his own TV show. He worked with tools, but he didn't know jack about them, was always getting hurt, but he was like totally engaged in like his family's life, he was just like one of those model guys, so, growing up watching the show, I always thought it was really funny, even though it's like Tim Allen and a lot of his jokes can be pretty corny. They can also be really punny too. So, I think he's funny, but dude, I used to think, man, like, dude, what if my dad had a TV show? That'd be so cool.
That would be rad.
Yeah, I'd be on, I'd want to go on TV all the time. And I love working with tools now. So, I really liked it back then too. I didn't work with them, but I just always had a fascination for them. So, but you're talking about a guy that loved classic cars. That was Tim the Toolman Taylor, dude. And like, he worked with tools all the time, and he's like that cheesy dad, but knew how to engage.
Dude, he was the American dad.
Yeah, dude, he was just awesome. And it was always really funny, dude. Like every time he made fun of Al too,
Yeah.
His number of flannels or whatever it was. So it was just, dude. I got a lot of memories. That was on TGIF for a long time, and dude, I always wanted to watch Tool Time. Like, always wanted to watch Tool Time. So
yeah, I was
hoping that he would glue his face to the board again.
Just couldn't get enough of that JTT.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm all about. Jonathan Daly Thomas, I'm coming for you.
Subscription to Tiger Beat right there. That's good stuff.
That's all right. He was old news.
Don't ask me how I know what that is.
Came out.
That's right. No, dude, Tim was rad because he was almost the antithesis of Al Bundy, dude, because he was like super wholesome and like super engaged, but he was the idiot. Like everybody else 100%. Had it together, but he was the dummy.
Yeah.
How long has it been since you've watched it?
Tool Time?
Yeah.
Forever, dude.
Okay,
a really long time.
All right, because I remember thinking when I was a kid, I was like, Neverending Story is like the coolest movie in the world.
Yeah.
I watched it as an adult, and I was like, this movie sucks.
That's kind of how I felt about Star Wars.
Dude, don't disattray you, bro. Dude, okay, you know what's interesting is like, I just thought about this, like, most of the time, the person learning the lesson was Tim. Like,
yeah, well, of
in
course.
most of the shows,
Wilson. From Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, Wilson was the dad and he was the kid. That's so crazy,
wow.
dude.
How philosophical of you. Mind blown.
Oh, I got to go back and watch the whole series.
It changed the way I watch this show now.
Yeah, for real. I think I have to give an honorable mention to Carl Winslow from Family Matters because,
yeah.
you know, I mean, he's the man, and dude, he was there, Die Hard. You know, he's just showing up all over the place.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. I think that's a good honorable mention. Yeah. Family Matters was awesome.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody loved watching Urkel on Friday night, dude. Like,
absolutely,
yeah.
dude. TGIF.
Yeah.
I want them to do a Where Are They Now episode
That
with
would be
him.
fantastic. Yeah.
On
Jaleel,
Urkel?
Wait, Jaleel White or Urkel?
Urkel, the guy who...
No, the Jaleel White's the guy that played Urkel.
Yeah.
But are you talking about like
that dude, Screech.
Yeah.
You know,
dude, that would be great. A
Just-
who's who of 90s sitcoms.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
in character. That would be great.
Dude,
Yeah.
okay, hang on. Jaleel White, he was doing okay, dude, because he was the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog in the TV series and in a few of the games. And a lot of people don't know that, but he was doing okay. Now, Dustin Diamond, Screech, on the other hand, not so well. Celebrity boxing. I think he made a sex tape. Bad news.
yeah, dude.
Screech has a sex tape?
Yeah, he's got a lot going on,
Oh,
dude.
man.
He's got a lot going on, but none of it's good.
He went all Macaulay Culkin, huh?
Oh,
Kinda,
dude.
yeah. Even Macaulay Culkin is looking at him and going, oh, man, come on.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I saw a picture of him today, and he looks pretty terrible. Dude.
Yeah.
Who, Macaulay Culkin?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's a 40-year-old and a 70-year-old body right there.
Even dude, for some reason, even when I was a little kid watching him in movies, I was like, he's not going to turn out okay.
No.
You know,
Dang it.
just kind of
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
Carl Winslow, now back to
I'll give my honorable mention to Carl Winslow, but if I got to pick the number one sitcom dad, and I think a lot of people are going to agree with me, I got to go fellow TGIFer Danny Tanner from Full House.
Boo.
Yeah. Dude.
What?
Dude.
Okay, hang on a second. Are you kidding me?
You will never see Tim the Toolman Taylor do stand up as dirty as Bob Saget.
No. That's Bob Saget. I'm talking about Danny the Man Tanner. Okay.
Danny Tanner.
Hey, I always looked at him with the utmost respect, dude, until he did a cameo in Entourage.
Oh. That is a dirty man. That is a
All
dirty
we're saying is that if you grew up watching Full House and you know who Danny Tanner is, if you then have never gone and Googled Bob Saget stand-up comedy, it's going to break your heart and shatter all your dreams. Don't do it. Just don't.
You're going to go one of two directions on it. You're going to think it's hilarious, or you're just going to be like so flabbergasted by what you've just witnessed. Yeah.
You're just going to be praying for Uncle Joey to come out at that point.
So why Danny Tanner? Why Danny Tanner?
Okay, dude, here's the deal. Let's talk about Danny Tanner. Number one, he also has a TV show, Wake Up San Francisco.
That's true.
Okay, morning show. That's rad.
But it doesn't have tools.
That is true. It does not. But he's got special guests, all kinds of cool stuff like that. Okay, gets to drink coffee. That's awesome.
Been
let's talk about a couple
solo for a long time. So something's wrong with him.
That is true. Okay, I might have a theory on that though. But hang on.
Okay, all right.
Dude, this guy. Dude, turkey in a boot. Do you remember turkey in a boot?
No.
That was like the homemade dish that he would make. Oh, dude, it was like a pot pie in the shape of a boot.
No.
You don't remember this? Oh man,
sorry,
dude. He was a guy who could cook, who could clean, do all that stuff. Okay, I mean, he was like dad of the year, bro.
He was Mr. Mom.
He was
Mr. Mom.
Yeah. Hey, the uncle, not
Joey,
Jesse,
Uncle Jesse,
not Uncle Jesse. Yeah,
Uncle Joey.
That's the single
comedian
one, right?
the comedian.
Yeah, no kids, just kind of oddly living there.
Yeah.
The other one's The Rock. Yeah, dude. What's that dude's deal?
Dude, he's trying to make it in stand-up, bro. The thing about Danny
What
Tanner,
a weird household.
Yeah, for real.
It really
Okay,
was.
a single dude with all those kids.
Yeah. Looking back on it, there you kind of think to yourself like,
Very questionable.
Hang on, you got to break it down. Okay, so Danny's wife is also the sister of Uncle Jesse. She dies. Jesse moves in to help raise the girls. Joey also is a best friend who moves in and helps him. But I always felt like the mom died under suspicious circumstances.
yeah, like I'm thinking Danny Tanner actually murdered her.
Probably.
Okay,
That's my guess.
I don't want to admit it, but there's a part of me that wonders if that's true. Because let's break this down for a second. Number one, we never, I think maybe in one episode, but you never get to see his bedroom.
Ever.
So we don't know what his inner sanctum looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
she
this is
was
a
in
guy-
there the whole time.
Maybe. And this is a guy who's obsessed with cleanliness, cleaning everything.
Yeah.
Wonder why? What is he trying to cover up?
Like Dexter.
All I'm saying.
Like Dexter.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
All I'm saying is that Danny Tanner may be the best dad, or he may be a murderer.
Yeah. No. One of the two.
So he's the Danza of the sitcom dads.
Wait.
Right.
There's only one Danza, bro.
There's only one
Danza.
dude. There's only one Danza of sitcom dads, and that is
the Danza.
Danny Danza.
On that note, hey, if you agree with us, or maybe you have a completely different opinion, or maybe you know the true story of what happened to Danny Tanner and his wife, we want to know. Leave us, get a hold of us on Twitter at YouMeHe Podcast or at Facebook.com/YouMeHe Podcast. We'd love to hear from you guys. And speaking of keeping the conversation going, fellas, we have a listener question tonight that came to us via Twitter from Ben Cooper that seems like it's going to be a good time. And he asked us this: what major motion picture would be made better if the main actor was replaced by Rob, Josh, or Drew?
I'll go ahead and start it off since I made you start, not banter, but TV dads. So my pick for this was, did anyone see, like, maybe it wasn't the most recent King Kong, because I think like Return to Kong Island, I think that was, so the one before that had Jack Black in it. Yeah, that movie was
and
not
like Adrian
like,
Brody.
And Adrian Brody. It wasn't the best, but you know how that movie gets improved? You replace Jack Black with Rob Lambert.
What?
Yeah, definitely. I think hands down, it becomes better. It becomes a little bit more musical, which is, I think, is what that movie needs. It needs like that
it needs music.
Yeah, it needs a little bit of music.
King Kong the musical.
Yeah, you're much better looking than Jack Black. You're
Thank you.
just as
I
funny.
appreciate that. I
You're
appreciate
just as
that.
funny. Yeah. So plus, you like to film movies. That's kind of what he was
There you
over
go,
there
see?
for, right? So I mean, I think Hollywood should give Rob his chance and redo King Kong, but with Rob Lambert instead of Jack Black. That's what I think.
Bobby Lambert.
Yeah, Bobby Lambert.
Bobby Lambert. Starring
Robbie
Lambert.
Lawrenstein. Now, what Jack Black movie do I get replaced and it makes it much, much worse? Like pretty much any other one, basically?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Okay, hang on. So since you decided to put me in a movie, I'm going to put Josh in a movie. Here's what I'll say.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay, there's two movies that I'm gonna throw out there. One I haven't seen, but from what I take from it, and that's the movie 23 with Jim Carrey. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen that one. You've seen it?
Yeah, dude. He's just
Wait. No, that's like the murder mystery thing, right? Jim Carrey, really?
Dude, but everything is
he's
like
just a
he's like
psycho.
trying to find all the connections. He's trying to find all the connections with the number 23.
Okay,
But then I thought, wait a minute. There's one step farther we could go with this, and that is to go to The Knowing with Nicolas Cage when the world is ending. And he's trying to convince everybody that the world is ending.
You could replace anybody with anything Nicolas Cage. Anything, and it will be better.
Yeah.
All I'm saying
That's a true
is
story.
you put Josh in that place where he's trying to convince everybody that the flat earth is about to be destroyed and they have to figure out how to stop it.
Dude, or even
it's beautiful.
Like, you could have kept it with Jim Carrey. Truman Show. He's trying to figure out. He knows that this is not right. This is not
This
the
is
world.
not real. We are living in a simulation, people.
Yeah, dude. Okay, put me in the Matrix and pull out Keanu Reeves, and that movie's instantly better. Okay, I guarantee it. Another one, dude, I was thinking of, if you want to go down that line, is pull out Mel Gibson and put me into Conspiracy Theory.
Oh, geez, the actual movie Conspiracy Theory.
Take out Jim Caviezel in Passion of the Christ. Put you in.
Oh, please.
Well, I don't know if I want to go through that. You do know that he was actually struck by lightning during the making of that movie, right?
Was he really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hey,
Wow,
I
that's
heard they're
crazy.
doing
Yeah.
another one.
Really?
Resurrection.
Passion of the Christ, Part 2.
Two. Passion.
This time he's back and with a vengeance. Any movie with a character who's trying to convince everybody else that something bad's going on, and there's just connections, baby. There's connections. Put Josh in there. I'm watching every single time. Every single time. It's gonna be beautiful. I
love it. That's great.
I love it.
Thanks,
Although,
Rob.
if you've seen The Knowing, it is a terrible movie. Have you seen it?
Yeah, dude. I got the flu last year when I got back from Mexico, And I saw that on Netflix, and so I decided to watch it. And I was on the up and up. I was coming back from it, dude, and that just sunk me right back into it, dude.
You're about to break that fever. The cough was going away, and then all of a sudden you're just vomiting all over the place.
Yeah. When I watch his movies, I just wait for those moments where he just yells erratically, like he can't control what's going on. Have you ever seen those YouTube videos? It's like I don't know, dude. Every scene he's ever been in where he's just yelling, and it's the worst acting ever.
Not the bees.
Yeah, dude. Dude, just
is that it for you, dude? Like basically any Nicolas Cage or what?
Yeah, dude. And you know what? I have a friend.
Wait.
Anyone?
Yeah, you replace Nicolas Cage in any Nicolas Cage movie, and it's instantly better. Or
yeah, sure, dude. National Treasure. Boom, done.
Yeah, sure, dude.
Okay, so I have a friend of mine. One of our long jokes for many years is a couple friends have always said, like, at certain moments I look like Nicolas Cage, right?
Oh,
dude, I could totally, now that you say that, I could definitely.
Shut up.
Slightly.
You guys have the same forehead.
Yeah, of course we do. It's constantly growing.
Oh my God.
So we
just
always
look at me and say, not the bees.
Dude, so we would go months, dude, not talking to each other, and then all of a sudden I'd get this Nicolas Cage meme, and it would be like like a Valentine's card, and it's like, you've caged my heart, and it's a picture of Nicolas Cage on
that's
this,
amazing.
like floating in these hearts, and like different stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like I could be in any Nicolas Cage movie and do at least as good, which is not good. So
you get a Valentine that says, "You're my national treasure."
You're my national treasure.
Would you please go back and redo Con Air?
That's the only one that I think that he's got me on, dude. And that was a solid performance.
Con Air is pretty decent.
Come on, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
He's got
Face
that.
Off.
What about
redo Face Off?
He did a good job in that one too, man.
So not any Nicolas Cage.
Your narrative is crumbling.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
You got to hit me with some bad ones. You're hitting me
Dude,
with
what about
nothing
The
but
Rock?
gems.
Dude, The Rock was good.
The Rock was fantastic. It was better than
That
good.
wasn't good because of Sean Connery. That was, because of
Exactly,
Yeah,
you're
that was
right.
good because of Sean Connery, not Nicolas Cage.
to The Rock.
Yeah.
Dude, he was barely in it. Nicolas Cage sold that part.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
From minute 1 to minute whatever the last one was, he sold that part. So yeah, he's
dude. Stanley Goodspeed, dude. Stanley Goodspeed.
Dude, do you remember every character from every
Almost.
He is a movie buff. He is a movie
My
buff.
favorite. Okay, hang on. Sidebar. My favorite part of The Rock. Okay, is when they would put it on. Like when they put it on regular TV and they have to dub out the cussing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember the scene where he's getting interrogated and he like slams on the quarter and then he breaks the bulletproof glass?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
and he sticks his head out and there's a guy named Walmack and he says, "Walmack, you piece of shite." Okay, but instead they dub it and he goes, "Walmack, you piece of dirt." It's like classic Connery, dude. He's so good.
Yeah.
I love it.
He's still alive.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
He's
He just
still alive.
retired.
Oh yeah, dude.
He just
Alive and
retired.
kicking. Yeah, he's gonna be on the show next week. So no, I'm just kidding. Dang it. We probably could get Nicolas Cage.
Well, dude, I'm pretty sure that he, when they did Ghost Rider, the second one, I'm pretty sure they lost funding halfway through it, and then he had to finance the
rest
second
of the
half
film.
of the movie. Yeah, dude,
and it still didn't do well.
I beg to differ. No, I'm just kidding. That was a terrible one.
So you just replace Sean Connery. Just replace Nicolas Cage with anybody, and that movie's immediately better. But
Ghost Rider, yeah.
But you keep naming all these good movies.
No. No. You guys keep naming all these good movies. Okay, I named the ones that I think I could do better.
No.
Family Man.
You said literally The Rock. He played a solid part. He did good in Con Air.
Yeah.
And Face Off,
Yep.
which, by the way, nobody can do well in Face Off. That was just a terrible movie.
Well, dude, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not easy trying to act next to somebody like John Travolta.
Terrible.
Oh,
I know
my
John
gosh.
Travolta. I know.
Oh yeah,
the
he's pretty
worst.
bad too. Broken Arrow.
Dude, Broken Arrow. Come on, man. Broken
Which, by
Arrow
the way,
was
that
okay.
movie's not about what it says it's about.
Dang it. All right. Well, hey, maybe you have some suggestions. We would love to hear them. And if they're good, then I'm going to take our faces and I'm going to Photoshop them on the movie cover.
That's
so
right.
send them our way.
Yes.
Twitter. That's probably going to happen anyway. So Twitter at YouMeHe Podcast or Facebook.com/YouMeHe Podcast. Hit us up with some of those things. We'd love it. And also, as usual, if you have random questions, submit them, and we'd love to make fun of them and riff them on the show and stuff like that. So send those in. Now, guys, we come to the end of our time. We are older. We are wiser. Let us take it to that last segment that everybody loves so much.
So crazy.
Yes. Okay, so crazy. So crazy. All right, so let's take it to So Crates. Who wants to go first?
If I could go back in time, I would go back to the future.
What?
Hold on.
Or just to the future.
Hold on.
For the first time.
Sorry, this went badly.
This is falling apart around me like a Nicolas Cage film.
It's just collapsing. Going off of your entire, like, replace Nicolas Cage in any movie. Okay. I think to have some fun with this world and really throw people for a loop, if I could go back in time, I would grab 8-year-old Andrew and actually put him in Con Hair as the lead part.
You say
See how that movie goes at that point. That's how I would change the world. And I do instantly think that movie would be better.
Okay.
like a child version.
Yeah. Dude, that would be cool. The
Like a little
Muppet version of Con Air. Yeah.
Drew, what do you think? Some advice to a younger you.
Wear less hats. Maybe that'll help with the male pattern baldness.
No, it won't.
Is Nicolas Cage going bald?
I think so.
Yeah, but dude, he has money to do something about it, you know?
Dang it.
Yeah, because plugs look great on everybody.
Well, not in the beginning, but they grow, you know, like everything else. Looks like normal hair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's doing all right. No matter how bad of an actor he is, he still has a lot of money, you know? He doesn't care about our podcast.
Yeah. No.
Maybe we should tag him in it. He would probably listen. He's got time. What do you do when you're not financing your own movies?
I listen to people talking about how much my movies suck.
All right. And if I could go back in time, I would look a younger Rob straight in the eye and I would say, as you're watching all these episodes of Full House, pay attention because Danny Tanner is probably a murderer. Keep your eyes open. All of the tools and clues are there. I'm telling you, dude, there's something sinister going on.
As a kid, I knew something was wrong with that household, dude.
Yeah.
It's not right.
She's probably buried in the closet. That's my guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we've come to the end of our time. We just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's been listening to the show, supporting the show, engaging on social media, leaving us those 5-star ratings and reviews on iTunes. It really helps out the show. We really appreciate it. And until next time, I am Rob Lambert.
This is Josh Frankenstein.
Drew Carroll.
Hope your night is a Danza. Have a good one.